Take your hurt, your loss, take your pain, make it into something useful.
Oh dang, Disney didn't hold back on the violence. Haters are probably already hating, but I liked it. 6 Days of Echo starts now. Roll the intro. We begin our series at a glowing pool. As we slowly zoom out, several people get out of the surrounding pools and drink from the glowing water. When they drink, their skin glows gold. Everything is cool, even a little bird comes to say hello. But then the cave begins to collapse, and after a flash of light, they all end up in a beautiful meadow.
First, Chata's name is Chapa.
The woman that drank from the pool leads her people into this new world. It's kind of like that new episode of What If, and we find out that this is the story of the Chata people. And it's being told at a family sleepover, which is being turned into a family campout. The two cousins in the tent are more like sisters at this point, and an old man tells an old man story.
That man, he just loved peaches.
But it seems like he's also practicing his sign language. That or he's doing Native American hand talk. I can't tell the difference. Comment below and let me know. It starts to rain, so the girls need hot chocolate. Duh. So little Maya and her mom go to the store to get more. On the way out, the grandmother sees the same bird from the cave sit on a fence post.
Something eating you?
I don't know.
In the other car, they're enjoying their mother-daughter moment when the truck won't slow down. Her mother slams on the brakes, but it just won't stop until they're T-boned by an even bigger truck. Maya is left with a huge shard of glass in her leg, and her mother didn't make it. In the hospital, her father watches through a window as her grandparents arrive.
I found out who cut the brakes. They're taken care of.
But Grandma isn't having it.
You think that makes me feel better?
She said she begged her daughter not to marry this man, but she did, and now she's gone, and she wants him gone too.
I told her those Lopez boys are no good. Thugs, criminals.
Maya blames herself for wanting the hot chocolate. At this point, she's hoping that her mother is only injured, and her father doesn't know what to say. How do you tell your daughter that your criminal dealings got your wife killed? So they pack up and they move to New York. Maya and Bonnie are both heartbroken they have to leave each other. They both beg their parents to let them be together, but the cars keep driving. And in New York, Maya has trouble adjusting to her new environment. It used to be just her and Bonnie, but now there's tons of kids everywhere. She misses being a simple kid, doing simple kid things like she did when she lived with her grandparents back in the country. Her father, doing his best to help, tells her,
You have to learn to jump between two worlds.
by watching what people do on the other side so she can assimilate to this new culture. Maya is a serious priority for her father. She takes karate and is cared for to the best of his ability. He wants her to be a strong fighter, but
School is your focus.
he wants her to have a better life than him, so she'll need an education. We also see a red tracksuit for the first time in this series. If you remember from Hawkeye where we first saw Maya Lopez, her father is a major player in the red tracksuit gang, one of Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin's loyal foot soldiers. Her father is dutiful, but business never sleeps. You see her father taking envelopes at karate class, and Kingpin himself comes by to see her. We already know that Maya is an expert in hand-to-hand combat. She can take on anyone except for an Avengers level fighter. I mean, she easily takes out this guy. She heads to meet her father at the garage, but she sees Ronin laying waste to these gangsters. She gets to her father just in time for them to say goodbye, but also lead her on a path of revenge against Ronin, aka Hawkeye. So a fight she won't be able to win, especially since it's not his fault, but more on that later. Maya now stands over her father's grave, slowly building up her rage. Bonnie texts that she's here and that she doesn't need to be alone through all of this, but Maya doesn't text back. Instead, she goes to steal a motorcycle, which of course the police quickly arrive to stop her. And then she kind of shoots the motorcycle at the police, so yeah, she's upset. But don't worry, Uncle Kingpin is there to get her out of trouble.
I'm growing concerned, Maya.
And he wants to help Maya point her rage at something.
Take your hurt, your loss, take your pain, make it into something useful.
So she takes a job.
I can't believe Kingpin has us babysitting this kid, man. Took me years to get my first assignment.
But Kingpin's muscles see why when this bouncer cops a feel.
Okay.
That was a bad idea. Maya and the muscle head up to the meeting.
We go in there, shoot people, You cool?
Maya is ready. She kind of wanted this since back in karate class talking to her father. As they get closer to the door, her face gets more and more nervous of what's about to happen. Is she really gonna kill somebody? They burst in and the fight starts fast. Maya is a bit out of her element in this hardened criminal brawl, so she's just watching, not knowing what to do, until a guy trying to run away slams her into the next room. She fights him for a sec, but easily gets control. There's a moment in her eyes when you can tell she's thinking, can I do this? Will I be able to live with this? But then the neck breaks and her face says, oh, I kinda like that. Sick, but you know. She takes out the next guy, then the next, and then the bouncer that copped a feel joins the fight. He was not ready for this.
Nice job, kid.
And that's when Daredevil shows up. So if you made it this far in the video, let's face it, you like the video. So you should like the video. And if you like the video, you should subscribe to the channel. And if you like the channel, you should become a Blake's World member. Okay, let's get back to the video.
I've been watching them all night.
Remember when I said she can beat anyone that's not Avengers level? Well, Daredevil may not be an Avenger, but he's on the lower side of Avengers level fighter. Maya holds her own. By that I mean she's able to evade long enough to escape at the cost of a different henchman.
None of my men have ever held their own with him like that.
So I guess that means everyone else is really, really bad, because Maya was lucky she got to the shotgun.
And did you find the exercise of use to you?
Immensely.
That day led her down a path of carnage and bloodshed, but all she really wants is her father's killer. So that path of carnage continues until the day she finally is in front of Ronin. The fight lasts longer than a fight with Clint Barton normally lasts, I'll give her that, but as we saw in Hawkeye, he spares her life and revealed to her the truth. It was Kingpin that led him to that garage. He wanted his father and the red jumpsuit gang taken out. He used Clint's anger over losing his family in the blip and pointed it at parts of his own criminal enterprise, kind of like downsizing. When Maya hears this, she gets a new point of focus for her rage. Kingpin. Which leads her to the cliffhanger in Hawkeye where she meets Kingpin in an alley and held up her gun, and after the camera switches to a landscape of the city, we hear a gunshot. But we didn't get confirmation of Kingpin's demise. We still don't know, but this time we do hear a body drop. 5 months later, Maya gets off her motorcycle at a truck stop. She's wounded in her side and it doesn't look good, but she rides on. God forbid she ask anyone for a little bit of help. After what must be hours, she gets to her destination, the house she grew up in until her mother died. Bonnie said she didn't have to be alone, but I think using the spare key might be a little much. She goes to the bathroom and sews up her wound with dental floss, so it was painful. She falls asleep and has a dream of the first chata, but is woken up by a truck pulling up and someone using a knife to get in. She knocks him down, but it's only her cousin Biscuits and his dog Billy Jack.
If my grandma finds out someone's squatting here, there's gonna be hell to pay.
I also have an Australian cattle dog, so my new favorite character in the MCU is Billy Jack. Her cousin is over the moon to see her.
Maya? It's me, Biscuits!
This is Bonnie's brother, the one that the old man was telling the story about. And he and Bonnie have missed Maya like crazy.
This is Maya. She's our cousin. She's good people.
She asked Biscuits to keep her being in town a secret. And of course he says yes to his cousin. Then she heads over to one of the reasons why she stopped in town, but first she needs to check in on Bonnie, who became a firefighter. That's pretty dope. But instead of saying hello, she heads to the roller skating rink.
$7 to skate, or it's $5 to watch. Or you can go ahead and spend that $5 on a Butterfinger Blizzard.
This guy Vicky is kind of a jerk and he kind of recognizes her or something.
I have a headache, okay?
But he's not who she's there to see. She's there to see the manager. We never really get his name, but he helps Maya with that gunshot wound that is now infected from the dental floss sutures Maya used.
Gretchen's our resident mortician.
And our boy Vicky sends a text about the King Killer. He has some info if there's still a bounty. The rink manager takes her to the top of the water tower, and from there you can see everything in this little town, even Bonnie's fire station.
She finds out you were here and you didn't see her. You will break her heart.
That's whenever she shows him the real reason she's in town. A Fisk shipping building is now on the other side of town, meaning that they're doing bad things over there. I guess worse than the roller rink guy is willing to deal with, Maya wants to send a train car in, probably filled with bombs.
I won't bring a war here.
She tries to convince him, but he's not even willing to listen.
I never saw you. We didn't have this conversation.
So Maya is alone on this one. But that's whenever we flash over and we hear a heart monitor and we see Wilson Fisk with a patch over his eye, and he's obviously still recovering from that horrible gunshot. And credits. Hey, thanks for watching. Click here for more videos and subscribe to keep up with all the Blake's World updates. I'd appreciate it. All right, I'll see you next time.